Hello, Cleveland, and everyone from everywhere else. Welcome to your roughly 10-minute TA for Friday, May 30th, 2025. Before we get started, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me all your lovin's, all your hugs and kisses too. As a little ZZ Top reference for you. If you don't know who ZZ Top is, check them out. They're pretty good. Classics. All right, let's dive into it. So, I missed yesterday's video because I fell asleep with my child. One of the childs. As I was putting them to sleep, I fell asleep with it. Anyway, let's start here on the 90-minute chart. And where we were when I did make that video was over here. And we were butting up against this resistance, this local resistance. And I was saying that, hey, if we came, if we went sideways from there, we would form this head and shoulders. Well, we didn't go sideways. It came down a bit, came back up, broke over. But then the bulls lost their strength. The bears found it and drove the price down below our previous low and even below our May lows here in May. Oh no, that wasn't our May lows. Our May lows were back here, but even this low here from the 25th of May. Anyway, we can get rid of this head and shoulders and get rid of the measured move for that head and shoulders. And what are we looking at now? Well, we're under the 200. Wow. We're moving to the downside. We have lower highs. We got lower lows. We're in a downtrend. Unfortunately, but that is what we're doing. We were rather far from the 21, but the 21 is caught up to price. The 21 moving average, I mean. That's this thick red line. It's caught up to price now. And yeah, so this could be a spot where we see a reversal. Why do I say that? Well, we are seeing a very slight bullish divergence between price action, putting in lower lows there, while RSI has just put in a higher low. You see? Higher lows on RSIs, lower lows here on the price action. That's a bullish div. It's a small one, but it's there. So perhaps we'll see a reversal from here and a bounce upward. Now, where would that bounce take us? Well, first we got to get through the 21 here at 105.3 and the 50 are at about 107. And then we got the 200 hanging out up here at about 107.7. And after that, that 108 resistance level up there, it's now acting as resistance, at least here on the 90-minute chart and on the 6-hour chart and on the daily chart. So yeah, that's resistance again. Yeah, there's no real chart patterns springing out at you. There was this bear flag that we could have seen yesterday if I was not asleep with my boy. Well, the bear flag would look something like this. Would have looked something like this. And it would have been something like this. And if that is the bear flag, we'll bring this. We won't count that wick. We'll bring it up to there. And if that's the case, well, then the measured move for that bear flag is actually down to 101.7. So this move to the downside probably not over completely. It could be with that little bearish div going on there, but more than likely we're going to bounce up, come up to this resistance there around 104.5, and then drop back down a little further to complete this measured move. Or we'll bust through it. If we bust through it and bust through that 21, that's the first step to getting back up over that 200. Let's look at the 22. The 22, the stochastics are pointing to the upside, but RSI is still in bearish territory. We also got Oh no, it's confluence here. Yeah, it's confluence here. Higher lows, but higher lows there as well. Anyway, bullish confluence on the 22. Kind of looks like a double bottom as well. There's one, there's two. If that is a double bottom, it'll come back up to 105.5. That would bring us up over our resistance that we would need to break over and come right up to this other resistance, the top of the bear flag, the flag itself. Yeah. Okay. There's a chance for a reversal. If we can get over this, that downward trending resistance, then there's a chance to go back up. We're under the 200 here as well now. So bearish sentiment there. Look at the 5. The RSI just broke up into bullish territory. But these stochastics are overbought. This one's not looking too good, and we're under the 200 here as well. What about the 1 minute? 1 minute's button up on the 200. Stokes are pointing to the downside, but they are oversold once again. Moved down quick. If let's watch RSI. If RSI can stick in bullish territory here, turn stuff around. See, here it goes. What you gonna do? You're breaking through the 21. Find a bounce here at the 21, maybe the 50. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, bully bowls. You can do it. Anyway, let's watch the 1. If the 1 can bounce up, get over, passed. Close the candle under the 21. Gave me that little sell signal. That means that the candle closed through the 21 moving average, which is the median line for the... I don't actually like having those there. Oopsies. Let me get rid of them. There you go. Yeah, they're just they tell you when price action moves past the 21, basically. Anyway, if the 1 minute can stick up here, and look, it's turning around on the RSI, maybe bouncing there. Look at this, turning around. There's a chance you can break over that 200, drive the 5 minute Stokes to get stuck, push the 5 minute RSI further into bullish territory, push this up. Yeah, look, there's even a kind of a double bottom here on the 5 as well. Fractal with the double bottom on the 22. Yeah, possibly turning around here. But like I said, it's got to get over this downward trending resistance first before we can head higher. Otherwise, we're going to head lower first to this measured move, 1016, and then after that we'll head to the 6 hour. Oopsies. To the 6 hours measured move from this triangle, which is down here. But also, we got this 1022 local support level that would also could catch us before we get back down to that 99.6 level. Stochastics here are oversold. We're not getting any divergences here. There is one here though. So we do see a bullish div between RSI here, putting in lower highs. I'm sorry, lower lows. While price action possibly, just possibly, puts in a higher low. I'll make this one blue again. But yeah. So if we do see a bounce here, if we can get a bottom here, move back up to maybe 106, from that double bottom on the 22. But if that can happen, then hey, great. We're seeing another bullish div on the 6 hour and oversold Stokes. Means we could come back up to the top of the Bollinger Bands at the very least, which is up here at all-time highs. Of course, we have some, resistances above us. 108, the 21 is over here as well, right around 108. The 50's there as well. So, yeah. If not, if these don't hold, though, if this doesn't hold, 102, if that 101.6 doesn't hold, then 99.6 is coming, and that 200 will be right there when we get there. Yeah. All right. Let's just do the daily real quick. So with the daily, our double bottom didn't play out, unfortunately. But that is the game of probabilities. Not all the patterns play out all the time. And here's the main thing. We've fallen under the 21 here. We haven't seen price action under the 21-day moving average since April 11th. We have now fallen under the 21. And likely when we do fall under the 21, we make our way down closer to the 200. For instance, here, right? Broke under, made our way down slowly, came up, bounced off of it, and then down to the 200. Bounced off, back to the 200. I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, basically when price action moves past the 21, it tends to, like, 60-40, maybe 70-40, 70-30, tends to move down to the 200 again. So right now we're watching for a move back down to the 200. Where would that get price action? Well, that would bring it down to about 95K. Mid 90s. Not unheard of. However, if that does come down that low, well, then we're kind of putting in a head and shoulders at that point, but we'll talk about that later. And this measured move may have already hit. This may have been it, you know? But even if, but maybe not, maybe not. Maybe we come down. We're still in this bull flag. So maybe we come down, and as long as we don't go lower than our April lows, we're still putting in a higher low, and our trend is still reversing to back to the upside, at which point we can move our measured move for the bull flag up to, let's say it bounces here from 99.6, 140, still a chance. Let's say it bounces from down here at 94, 132, still a chance. Let's say it bounces from down here at 85. Let's say it gets way back down to 85, and that's where it finds a bottom and bounces again. Although if price action gets down that low, the 50 is probably going to cross the 200 again. And unless this really is a super cycle, I mean, how many times can you get a death cross in one cycle and keep going up? Not many is the answer to that question. Anyway, yeah, RSI here on the daily, trying to get caught by the median. Stokes are very overbought. This wouldn't be an unheard of spot to bounce. However, if we bounce and don't make it over 106.5 ish, at least, maybe 108 really, then we're putting in a head and shoulders. If we go sideways from here, it'd be a shoulder, head, shoulder. So we really want to come up, break 108, and validate that. Because if we don't, well, then our measured move for this head and shoulders be somewhere like 95. Look at that. And then hopefully we got a bottom at 95. And then our measured move for this big bull flag is up to 135. 135 by July 22nd ish. Now that's if we're in a super cycle, or even if we're not in a super cycle, that just might be what happens. That just might be when the top happens. Of course, this might have been the top already. Really, it just depends on if we go lower than those April lows and invalidate this big bear bull flag. And yeah. All right, I'm done. I really ought to rename this 15-minute CA instead of 10 because, yeah, I almost never go 10 minutes. Or I just need to start shortening things up. But where's the fun in that? Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow.